All right, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host once again, Dan Thornton. I want to thank you all for making a little time out of your day for some midday Lions Talk Live breaking news. Some of you may be seeing it hitting the wire right now. Excuse me. Others may be seeing it later in the day, but we're going to get it to you here first. It does look like the band's going to all stay intact in Detroit for the Detroit Lions. The band's back together, whatever you want to say. Arron Glen, at least at this time, doesn't look like he'll be leaving to take another head coaching opportunity somewhere else. The last team on the board was the Washington Commanders, and they're going to hire somebody, not Arron Glenn. You're going to hire Dan Quinn from the Dallas Cowboys to be their new head coach. And you know what? What does this mean for the Detroit Lions? It means quite simply that everybody who was a part of the show, a part of the crew last year during the historic playoff run is going to be back in the same situations that they were last year. And obviously, if Arron Glenn changes his mind and says, hey, I'm going to go coach somewhere else, take a different position, it is what it is if that happens. I get it. But what we can say is, Arron Glenn's back, going to be able to have a lot of the same continuity concepts, etc., that you had with the defense. Now, as we are aware that Ben Johnson turned down overtures, it would appear, to take one of the two remaining head coaching jobs a couple days ago in order to stay with the Detroit Lions. So everybody's back. Why is this important, you may ask? Well, it means that everybody on the offense, the defense, and the head coaching spots are going to remain intact, and no terminology changes have to take place. Everybody is very familiar with the players. The players are familiar with the coaches, the schemes, the concepts, whatever you want to throw at them. It's all going to remain intact. So the learning curve for both offense and defense should be very minimal next year. Only new free agents or draftees who come on board will have to get up to speed. If you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, a season ago, they were obviously on the doorstep of winning the Super Bowl. They lost both their offense and defensive coordinator, and you could see the cumulative effect it had from a morale standpoint, schematic standpoint, getting everybody in a continuity alignment. All those things changed radically with the team this year. Because of that, you could see it does have an effect, as it does with any team. We talked about it, and Bergs, I want to say this. Hey, Bergs is the one who alerted me to this right away. I was busy trading and working on some real estate stuff along with some coaching stuff. He sent me the message, and I just want to do the right thing and give props to where props to do. It's not like I got this first or anything like that. It was alerted to me, and that's through the Do Crew, so I appreciate all you doing that. Robert, sounds great, 100%. Yeah, because early in the year, especially as the NFL trends to basically the preseason games, you don't see starters out there anymore, or at least not as much as you used to. The way MCDC and the coaching staff, players seem to handle it, they want the younger guys, the less experienced guys, to use that as an opportunity to get reps. So now that you're going to keep guys out during that time, the veterans, the starters, etc., it's easier for them to go into the regular season and be on the same page because everybody already knows the vast majority of the material from 1, 2, 3 seasons being under these guys. So to me, this is as big an off-season win as you could expect from the Detroit Lions, other than hitting something in free agency or the draft, because everybody's the same. The band's back together. Whatever you want to throw at it, that's what you got. And Robert, yeah, great news. Dennis, sweet. Yes, Pierce. Dang it, I was ready for Kelvin Shepherd. Hey, you never know. Kelvin Shepherd may have an elevated role. Arron Glenn, I will say this for him, Ben Johnson. I think they both have grown exponentially, along with Motor City, Gambling Man, Dan Campbell, throughout their tenure. I just believe that they're going to continue to evolve. At least that would be my anticipation. Hookadoo, great news for the Lions coach. Yes, 100%. Justin, so is Arron Glenn with a different team, or are you going to stick with us as your defensive coordinator for next year? Justin, I guess the easy answer for that is he's back. Let me rephrase that. He did not get the head coaching job at Washington. So I would believe he's staying in Detroit then. It is quite possible. Maybe he just wants to change the scene, and we've learned a week or two from now that he's going to go somewhere else. That I would be pure speculation on my part if I was to say anything regarding that. What we can say is he's in line to keep his current position with the Detroit Lions because he will not be getting a head coaching job somewhere else. I'm going to guess that means he's in Detroit next year. We'll all have to wait and see. Bergs, so upset I wanted Glenn gone. Well, there are some that love him, some that hate him, and then I'm sure there's some of us that are in the middle. Walt, thanks, Dan. Glad to hear this. Anytime, man. Dennis, thank you, Dan. No worries, man. Justin May. So is Aaron Glenn going to a different? No. At this point, he's still in Detroit. Berg, same. Yeah. Lester, of course, he's in Detroit next season. Yep, and that's how it looks right now. John, new listener to the show, love the shows. Let's go Lions. We keep Goff. I think it is a solid idea, especially with a bond like that with Ben. Yeah, Ben Johnson and Jared Goff clearly on the same page together. So I'm expecting another very good season coming up here. Brother Ken, bummer. I want Rex Ryan to take the job. Maybe he could do an advisory role. If the Lions want to shell out and get him away from ESPN or whoever, maybe they could do something like that. Bergs, hey bud, we are the Do Crew, always looking out for my boy, the best Lions content on YouTube. Hey, and a lot of that's because of you guys. I mean, I like to think that I catch things as quick as I can, or maybe even get stuff a little early. But I can also tell you, when you're working, trying to make a living, it's not always easy to stay on top of stuff. Tommy, what do you got? I think Glenn has learned his lesson. He will be better next season. Yeah, especially if they can get some better personnel out there for him to play with. Justin, okay, keep me updated if you hear anything changes if he leaves. Yeah, so I'll for sure do that. Lou, what do you got? We should be building a better pass rush and cornerbacks that can cover better. I think they will be attempting to do that this offseason. 9 Drinks wanted Fox. A lot of people, I get people will be react differently to this news. Some excited, some not. All right, John, everyone, please smash a like and a subscribe. Come on, new guys, show love. Yeah, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. Trying to hit 5,800. And also, if you enjoy the content, leave the thumbs up button. Harrisville, Glenn had his players in position to go into the Super Bowl. Not his fault. Quarterbacks can't catch, and picks that hit them in the face fast. This is also true. Give Aaron Glenn some credit. He took guys that are on the scrap heap or maybe even free agents that nobody else wanted and put them in position to succeed. At some point as a coach, you can draw out plays to get somebody to do something. At the end of the day, they do have to make the plays. This is correct. All right, Brother Ken, 2024 draft, defense. I think you could be onto something. The towel of fate and destiny might be in agreement with you. Justin, and it's Justin May the rapper, not Justin on YouTube. The YouTube channel name is Justin May the rapper, not Justin. Fair enough, man, and sorry for that if I didn't read the full name. Apologies. All right, Dr. Troy, they are bringing the band back together for one more season. They'll need to go all in this time and maybe not resign Goff because the following year it may be mass exodus. We'll have to wait and see. I think they've got something good going here for a while, but I mean, obviously, who knows what's going to happen over a year from now. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. What's this, Justin May, the rapper? Who do you think we need to get in the draft next year? So I know I talked about doing an interactive mock draft with you guys. I think it was Polar Bear that a regular in the chat that asked if we could do it on a weekend. If you guys would want it on a weekend, let me know either in the morning show or whatever in the comment section on these videos. I'll try to, I'm not going to make everybody happy when we host it, but I'll try to find something that works for the majority of the viewers. Silver Surfer, glad he stays. He understands what it means to be in Detroit. This is correct. Aaron Glenn's still here. It does appear that way right now. Robert G, look at the successful teams. They keep all the pieces of the puzzle together and become great. That's an accurate statement. JP, Holmes will draft the best players he can. Position will not determine who he drafts unless the players are given the same scores. Correct. I think that will come into play. Oops, Dennis, Wilt's Lutz kicker. Yeah, they need to address the kicker position. I think that's a high priority this offseason. Dr. Troy, good question, Justin. Yes. Lester, in the past couple of weeks, Glenn got shout-outs from Lee McNeil, Jared Goff, and a bunch of ex-players and coaches. He's not getting canned because some YouTubers looking at stats. This is also true. The coaches do not listen to YouTubers or the media. Look at last year's draft. There were a lot of people that threw shade at the Detroit Lions, Brad Holmes, everybody in the organization over those first couple rounds of picks outside of maybe Brian Branch. So take that for what it's worth. They're not listening to us. They're going with what they believe in. Brother Ken, next season, when there's a blowout win, please install Hendon Hooker. Yeah, Hendon Hooker. Yes. JP, AG was not the biggest flaw in Detroit's defense. I'd say there's evidence of that. Justin May, the rapper, do we need more help on defense or offense for next year's draft? In my opinion, we need offensive line, defensive edge, pass rusher, and then cornerbacks. Dr. Detroit, excuse me. Anywhere we can upgrade, we should. Yes, agreed. If you can make the team better, just go get them. All right, guys, I gotta get back to work and get ready for coaching. Hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.